Hey everyone, this is Jules for Wild Orchid Crafts. I have a project to share with you guys today, but I want to apologize in advance. There are a couple of clips that I accidentally lost or deleted. I don't know what happened to them, but I'll talk you through everything. But if you have any questions, just let me know, okay? So here's my card for my project, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot of stuff to it. There's only 6 items that I used on this particular card. And those 6 items are the products from Wild Orchid Crafts, and you can find the product listing over on my blog with links. It just makes it a little bit easier, and I wanted to do that for you guys to just make the navigational part a lot more less searching. So this is just easier for you. So let's get into the tutorial, and thanks you guys for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the video. So here I have an ivory cardstock that is 8 by 8, and I ended up scoring it right in the middle down at the 4, and I want to make it a long card. So I'm going to use some Once Upon a Springtime paper from Graphic 45, and I'm going to use this just to cover the very front of the card. So I'm basically cutting it at 4 by 8, trimming it down about a 1/4 inch on 2 sides, just so that some of the ivory shows. And I'm using a punch here. This is by Martha Stewart. That's called Floral Lace. One of my new ones, and I'm just gonna go ahead and trim this top side because I just decided at the last minute to go ahead and use this edge punch. And I realized here that using the punch took quite a bit off the top, so now I have to fill in the gap. And I was thinking of using this paper anyways, but I'm gonna use this paper punch called Threading Water, and this is by Fiskars. So I'm just going to cut this strip. I think it's about an 1.5 inches to 2 inches wide. And I was thinking to add this in the very center, but now I'm going to have to fill in the gap. So kind of a little error, but I end up fixing it later on. So this is just me working with it. Just trying to think of what I want to do here. So I decided to go ahead and just do the other edge. And it's a really pretty punch. I really love this punch. So as you can see, it took quite a bit off of both edges. So I have to fill in the gap. And so there is no other really way to do it except to cut it down and then add one piece to the top, one to the bottom, and then fill in the gap there with that strip. So it's just kind of hiding it. It worked fine. I'm just going to trim this down just a tad. And this is one of the parts that I didn't show, that I don't have the clip for, but I ended up, I distressed it with the paper distressor. I inked all the edges and the borders of the punched paper, and I adhered it together, and then there's a piece of lace there that you see rolled up right next to the stamp pad. Well, I ended up using seam binding to cover the seam of the paper, and then I used the lace there as a decorative part just on top of the seam binding. In the pictures you can see the difference there. So I got this brand new set of stamps, and I'm going to use the one that says Miss You. And I'm using this Lacy Ovals Spellbinders die. And I'm just going to use it for a background, and then I cut an oval piece that I'm going to stamp on, and then use dimensionals for it to nestle the oval on top of the scalloped oval. That's the floral piece right next to it. And this is a Jet Black, I believe it's Jet Black by Versamark. Or Versafine, sorry. And here you can see the layers of the seam binding and the lace, the floral lace right on top of it. So I just grabbed a couple of skeleton leaves and stuck it behind the sentiment. And you can't see it really well, but it does add a very nice soft touch to it. So here I altered some flowers. I grabbed about 5 or 6 of these hydrangeas and stained the very center, edged it with Victorian velvet and I sprayed it down with just a little bit of water and lightly spritzed it with Fuzzy Navel Peach by Lindy Stamp Gang to give it a distressed look. And then you'll see that at the end, and then some detailed pictures on my blog. These are some stamens that are like, has like little micro beads at the top. It looks like pollen. So I just chopped little pieces of it off and added it for the flower centers. And you can see there the peach one kind of, you know, what I accomplished with how I did it. If you guys want a tutorial, I can totally do that for you. Just let me know in the comments. I have another flower tutorial coming up after this video, so stay tuned for that. And here's that. It's still wet. I'm just showing you what it looks like here. So after I had the flowers done, I added some of Cherry Lynn's olive branch leaves behind the 3 clusters of flowers and 2 to the sentiment. Using a Martha Stewart punch, I also punched out from the designer paper some butterflies, and I added that with some flat back pearls that are pretty much scattered throughout the whole card. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. All the information on the products and detailed pictures over on my blog at thejulebox.com. Head over to the Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube channel to see what the other design team members are creating, and I will talk to you guys later. Jules signing out of the Jule box for Wild Orchid Crafts. Bye everybody.